Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video I'm gonna teach you about sorting of arrays. So let's see this array. So this array contains random values, for example 60, 45, 12, 75, 19, 150 and 100. So these values are randomly. These values are not in any order. So if I sort this array in ascending order, so the new values will be the 12 at first number, then 45, then 60, 75, 90, 100 and then 150. Similarly, if I convert this array or sort this array in descending order, so the values will be 150 at first place, then 100, then 90, 75, 60, 45 and 12. So these are the ascending and descending orders of this array. Now I'm gonna write here a function or lines of code that will sort this array. So I'll use here for loop, a nested for loop. So let's start to writing a code for sorting this array. So I'll find the length of this array in a single variable. So I'm gonna cut this code here. So here I will write the length is equals to, so here will be the length of this array. So now I'll use here a variable length here and similarly here. So here is in plus plus. So this in and out means this is an outer for loop and this is an inner for loop. So therefore I write these names out and in. So I'll make here a selection. So I'll discuss all these codes after writing this code. So here I will write, I'll declare here a temporary variable that will store a value temporarily. So this is a code for sorting this array. So this is the outer for loop that will and this is a inner for loop, this will condition. So this algorithm will sort this array in ascending order. Now I'll write here for each function to display all the values of this array. Now I'm gonna save this file, open web browser, refresh the page. Oh, so here is an error. So I'm gonna save this file, refresh the page. Here you can see that values are sorted in ascending orders. Now if I want to sort these values in descending order, I'll just say change here a greater than sign with a I replace a greater than sign with a less than sign. Now I'm gonna save this file, refresh the page. Here you can see that values are sorted in descending order. So this is the algorithm. Now I'll explain this algorithm to you. And now let's see. For this purpose I'll use here print or function before for each function. So this will takes an array as arguments to print all the values of this array. Now I'm gonna refresh the page. Here you can see that all the values are displayed using print or function. Now let's see that out is equal to 0, and here is a inner variable. This is an outer variable and this is an inner variable. And so now let's see that when this is out is equal to 0, in is equal to out plus 1. So this means that at this time out's value is equal to 0 and in is equal to 1. Now it will compare that either the value at 0 index is less than the value of the 1 index. If the condition is true, then it will swap the values. So it will value at in index will be saved in the temporary variable. Similarly, value at out index will be saved in value at in index, and then the value that is stored in temporary variable will be assigned to this value index out. So similarly here the loop will be executed for the length. For example, let's say that if the length is 5, so the outer loop will execute for 4 times, so for 3 times, and this inner loop will execute for 4 times. So this length minus 1 means that when the outer loop will be at 4 index, for example, let's see that when the outer loop will be at 5 index, let's see, so then the inner loop will be out plus 1. So this means that when the outer variable will be at 5 index, then the inner variable will be at 6 index. So it will compare all the values, then the condition will be false and control will move outside the for loops, and the for each function will be executed and the values should be displayed. So this is the algorithm for sorting arrays in PHP. So thanks for watching this tutorial. I'll see you in the next tutorial with some other sorting functions of arrays. Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video I'm gonna discuss about globals, that is a super global in PHP. So this is basically an array because all the global variables in PHP are stored in this super globals that is named as global at different indexes. So all the names of global variables becomes the index of this array globals. Now I'm gonna declare 2 variables here. So the variable 1 is equals to 10 and a variable 2 is equals to 20 value. Now I'm gonna use this globals array to access the value of this globals variable. So I'm gonna use this super global that is named as global here. So I'm gonna write here is equals, for example, if I want to find the sum of these 2 variables, so I'll use this globals array to find the sum of these variables. So I'm gonna save the result in an other variable that is named as var3 is equals to, I'm gonna also use here plus and again a globals array. sorry, here is a plus sign. So I'll use the name of these variables here, for example a variable 1, and in here I'll use a variable 2. I have already discussed that all the global variables are stored in these super globals that is named as globals. So the names of these global variables become the index of this globals array. I'll use here variable 1 without dollar sign here in this globals array, and the name of this variable 2 in this globals array to find the sum of this variable 1 and variable 2. Now the variable 3 will be the sum of these two variables. Now I'll use here echo statement to display the sum of these two variables on the web page. So I'm going to use here echo statement. So I'll write here sum is dot, and I write here the name of the variable var3. Now I'm going to save the file and refresh the page to see the sum of these variables. So here you can see that the sum is 30. Now let's see that if I write this statement inside a function. So I'm going to write here function, and this is inside the function. So let's see that I'll call this function add. Now I'm gonna save the file, refresh the page. Here will be the same result. Now if I want to access the value of this variable inside the function, so I have to use a global keyword. So this global keyword is used for this variable 3, not for this global variables, because this global is a super global and is always accessible in any PHP function or over multiple PHP files. Now I'm gonna save the file, refresh the page. You will see the same result. Here you can see that the sum is 30 because the statement is duplicate. Now if I change the value here, for example if I write here 100, now I'm gonna save the file and refresh the page. You will see that the sum is 120. So hopefully guys you have understood about globals, that is a super global in PHP. So thanks for watching this tutorial. I'll see you in the next tutorial.